Gamers, today we are back with another video, and today we're gonna be reviewing some 2 versus 2 games from the AfreecaTV tournament together with EGC, and my ally is FeAge. For those that don't know, he's actually an AoE4 developer, and he does not play a lot of tournaments because developers are allowed to play in Microsoft-sponsored tournaments, but this was not a Microsoft-sponsored tournament, so here he is. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? All right. With that being said, let's get into it. So, for those that don't know, this is a 16-man tournament, or 16-team tournament, sorry. And the way it worked is top 16 players by ATR, which is like tournament rankings, basically, were the ones picking their allies. But you had to pick outside of the top 16. And it started with the lowest seed. So it started with seed number 16. And basically, I think seed number 16 was Core, because I think Vortex, Lucifron were moving, so they couldn't play, and Demu didn't play either. So it started with seed 16, he picked his ally first, and seed 15, and seed 14, oh, Core was 15, he says. Okay, same thing, bro, who cares, 15, 16. So either way, lower seeds picked first, and then I picked second last, and Marine Lord picked last, because in ATR he is rank 1. So, with that being said, a lot of players picked, you know, Conquer players that are like rank 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and so on ATR. But I went for a sneaky one. And another player had the same idea as me, which is Magic. He picked another developer called Mito. So what I did, I was kind of hoping that no one's going to pick one of the developers. And I reached out to him and said, hey, do you want to play? And he said, yeah. And here we are. So, for those that don't know, AoE4 developers are actually pretty good at the game. And when I say pretty good, I don't mean like top 500. I mean like top 20, 30. They don't play ladder much, but they play a lot of in-house to like test stuff and all that. So, with that being said, let's jump into it. So, I'm going to do like a analysis kind of thing. By the way, one thing that I really wish that they do, I actually forgot to mention that to them, is they had like these things swapped around. So Avely and Ourk should be on the right side because they're on the right side, right? I actually forgot to mention that to them because they can change it here. Okay, so anyway, the way the tournament works is, so now that you guys know how the picks work, the way the tournament itself works is, it's a best of 5 single elimination, and someone can link me to the bracket after this game so I can show it, so you guys know what happened or what's going on. But it's best of 5, and basically the way it works is you cannot repeat civs. So in a best of 5, you will play 10 civs, basically, you and your ally, so you cannot repeat a single civ. If it comes down to all 10 games, you have to play, or all 5 games, sorry, you have to play all 10 civs. If it's a best of 7 or best of 9, then you can repeat civs after you play all 10. So that's how it works. Okay, thank you for the links. Boom. Alright, I'll open that. Is there Wikipedia? Oh, there is. Okay, sick. So in the first game in this one, we have decided to, thank you for the links. We have decided to go with Malian French, and they went for Russe Malian. So, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Obviously, I'm still in the tournament, so I'm not gonna like give out too much secret information. Just kind of wanna go through what happened. I'm not gonna be like, this civ is the best on this map, and you know, and all that, because I know my next opponent, Kraken, I know he's in the chat with the notebook writing down stuff. When we practiced for this tournament, Avely did the same, but it did not help. And it will not help Crackety either. So note that. Thank you. Put that in your little notebook, huh? Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? That's what I thought. Okay, so Dude, I'm spicy today, huh? So anyway, here we go. Okay, we're past the earning stages. The early stages, not earning. So, I decided to go for Pro Scouts this game, and FeAge went for, just, you know, Knights. I mean, that's how you play, any Civ in 2v2 that has, like, Knights in Feudal. You just kind of mass Knights. Like, there's no point picking French and making Archers or something. You just focus on, making as many cavalry units, harassing and all that. So they kind of did a weird, little bit of a weird opener. Like the Malian did not go for pro, or not for Pro Scouts, sorry. He did not go for Scouts or Pro Scouts. He decided to go Don'tos immediately, and instead Rus went for Pro Scouts, which I didn't really know why. Because it's like Rus can go for Pro Scouts, but out of all civs to play with, like they're playing with Malians, Malians should be the one to go Pro Scouts, because you get a lot more passive gold. You don't need a lot of gold in the first place, so you want your Rus ally to, you know, mass a shit ton of knights. So kind of interesting, but we didn't manage to do some damage on the houses. I think we managed to kill a scout earlier as well, so the game started off pretty well for us. And we didn't actually realize for quite a while that they went Pro Scouts. So this is me yoinking their deer, like right in front of their base. Meanwhile, they were taking deer on this side, and we actually only saw them, maybe it was now, or maybe it was on the next go. We were like, oh, wait, Rus is Pro Scouts too? Which was kind of interesting. So at this point, I had like 2 groups of 4 or 5 scouts. Or 2 groups of 5 scouts, alright? And I was just yoinking deer from a little bit of everywhere, right? And the goal is obviously to take away as many opponents' deer as possible. And the role of Rus and French is to just mass knights and harass wherever they can, and, you know, do damage wherever they can, because, like I said, that's kind of their point. So, and obviously we have the Malian Mirror, and we also chose a different path, which is kind of interesting because usually I don't see people playing this kind of Malian style. But he just skipped Malian Scouts completely, and he decided to go for like just production buildings and actually mass units in Feudal. Meanwhile, I went for the fast age up, you know, the standard Malian style where you just rush castle with some scouts or Pro Scouts. And then you kind of, you just age up and you go mass archer. So nothing weird. Meanwhile, I'm giving deer to my ally. I think I only gave like few deer to myself because I don't really need it. Like I just need to get food to get to castle. After that, you know, whatever. So I just ended up giving him a lot of food so he can, you know, you don't want to go out on the map to get food, because if you do that, then you're opening yourself up for harassment. So it's kind of the reason why. My castle finished, and you know, we felt in a pretty good spot right now, because we knew that Malian is like massing units. Obviously there was a danger of a counterattack, but I was like, okay, this you know, it's a good spot. I got way more deer than they did as well. Like if you look, they're kind of running out of deer already if you look at these villagers. And obviously Malian didn't even get deer, so Malian has to make cows. And on the other side, I mean, look how many deer there are. And they just keep coming, you know. So here they decided to go for a big push. And I'm still faring in deer. And in a moment, it kind of looks pretty sketchy. I also started to get relics. It looks pretty sketchy. Like here, he should have probably just ran like all the way here or something, like just get away from the base. But he kind of pauses here a bit, and I think he goes backwards, which was, oh yeah, he's just AFK, and I was like, oh. So he did lose some workers, but I arrived with the archers, with the castle archers. I arrived with my scouts just to soak up damage. And obviously the TC is shooting like the whole time there, so yeah. We ended up cleaning this up, and if you look at the worker count, they are ahead. Like, I'm trying to move because I can't see from my microphone. They are ahead like a worker, which honestly is just not a big deal, right? Meanwhile, I'm getting relics, so he's not as experienced in my allies not as experienced in like high level 2v2 games. Obviously, they do play 2v2, but they had like a completely different meta when they played in-house with devs, with a lot of like 2TC builds and stuff like that. And I was like there's no need for that. Like, yeah, some civs you do 2TC, but they were playing like very macro oriented, like a very passive. So I kind of had to like explain and maybe readjust his playstyle a little bit where he plays more aggressive. So he was like, oh no, I lost a lot of villagers. Like, you're fine, because yes, you lost some villagers, but I'm castle and I'm getting relics and I'm getting another pit mine. So even though you lost some, you're also French, and you know you're producing. I didn't say all of that, but you know he's producing villagers faster, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah. So here we decided to go for a little push. So one thing he could have done better here is, I think, maybe walling off his side with walls a lot earlier, so that this harassment doesn't happen. I think that would be that'd be pretty good. And also, I'm not sure why, but he builds towers so far away. Like, towers should be like here and here, so you can quick garrison. There's no need for that. Like, you can just, I mean, there's no need to build them like this. So we were kind of trying to find an opening, but there were so many knights from Rus, and we were kind of worried that they're gonna run past, because he was also aging up. So we just kind of decided to chase the army and not fully commit, because also attacking here would be a pretty difficult thing to do. Meanwhile, Avely added a second TC behind that, and they also got the cows going as well. Some harassment on this side. He kind of thinks he caught my archers here, but I mean, they're doing so much damage that it's a good trade. I also have poison arrows at this point. Yeah, I already have poison arrows. So I lose some villagers. Worker count, it is increasing, right, because of the second TC, and I just lost some more hills. But we get some raids in here, a couple of villagers. They're raiding on this side, but overall, I felt pretty comfortable, because if you look at the unit count, I have 54 archers, which is obviously quite a bit, right? Then, because I'm getting all the relics, I think I got all 7 relics in this game. Because I was getting all the relics, I was like, I might as well start Sacred Side Victory, because they're playing very passive. Like, they're doing some harassment, but they're not really out on the map. They're just kind of chilling. So I decided to get a lot of stone and start keeping on every sacred site, so that we basically force them to come out eventually. Now, the knights are having the royal bloodlines, which is obviously really good and a pretty good advantage. If you're playing like Rus versus French, obviously French has way better castle because the knights are just so much stronger. And this is where I'm slowly capturing sacred sites. Now, Ourk actually went for a lot of javelin throwers, which I actually wasn't sure how it's gonna turn out, because I was going pure archer. I mean, in the end, it turned out pretty good, but I was kind of worried, like, oh, what if I'm actually like just gonna get dented in, right? But javelin throwers are also more expensive, and poison arrow archers are not like awful against them, because they do have a little bit of poison, and they're also a lot harder to micro, because the animation for attacking is a lot longer than the archer animation. So him kiting like knights is gonna be less DPS basically, and more difficult than me kiting with archers. So here they get a big fight, and we know we're gonna lose this fight because there's just so many units. But it doesn't really matter, because we'll trade the armies. These knights were harassing here for quite a long time. So we are trading, and for us that's completely okay, because Avely is still in feudal, and we are denying gold. We saw that Avely is on gold here, but Malian isn't. We took the sacred sites. We got keeps on every sacred site. So now it's like we can push, but we don't need to, right? We can just chill and do nothing. I find villagers here. And I did lose decent amount of villagers this game to raids. But if we look at the villager count now, I have 56. Ourk has 46. So I have 10 more than the Malian, right? We're both Malian. So I have 10 more villagers, and I have 7 relics, right? So that's... And I have 3 sacred sites, so that's pretty massive. Then we have Avely with 78, and FeAge has 70. He did add a second TC at a point, but considering Avely has been on 2 TC for a lot longer, 8 villager difference is not a lot. Also considering that I have 10 more than Ourk, and I have the relics, and we have the sacred sites, and so on and so forth. So you can see they can only go like on this gold, or these two, or this one. So we decided to just attack the golds and kind of wait this one out. I saw that he was here, so we decided to go for this one. And I think in a little bit I do another keep here, so I prevent these 2 golds from being mine. Avely reaches castle, and again the villagers get pushed off of gold, so pretty bad stuff. The Boyer's Fortitude and the Knight upgrade coming through. And yeah, I mean, we're just chilling right now. Like I said, we don't really have to do anything. It's kind of on them to accomplish something. Avely tried to decap this sacred site, which was pretty funny because... Whee! And then he gives up. So he lost like 5 knights there and eventually just ran away. And right now they are not mining gold, except right here with only like 7 villagers, which is obviously not enough, right? So we're checking the other golds. We don't see anything, and I think this is where... Oh yeah, we were gonna push, and then I was like, oh yeah, let's secure these golds. That's when I dropped the keep, and the moment I noticed this, we moved that way. I guess they wanted to drop keep here too. So yeah, the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, we gotta go and, you know, deny that. Because if you deny that, the only 2 golds available is this one, and that's it. Or, okay, I guess the top one, but I had an archer there. So, the game is pretty rough, and again, not to mention, the sacred sites are taking, I made 88 archers. They're trying to get that gold. I managed to snipe more villagers here, so it's kind of just going from bad to worse, right? I tried to age up here, but their army was like rotating right at that time, and I was like, oh fuck. Because I have a keep whenever sacred site, so I wanted to age up to this gold. You know, it didn't quite work out, but it is what it is. So, I just call it this one because their army is massive, right? And they're not trying to break the keeps. They had some rams here, but like only a few. So I was like, they might try to just go for the sacred side and just stand on it. So we gathered all our units, aka my 100 archers. And you can see from their movement there, if they're going for sacred side, they're going to go for the top one. So I do an age up again here at the same spot. I ain't backing off, brother. I got cows right here. And they go for the decap. 61 javelin throwers. But you can see Avely doesn't really have a lot of units. I don't know where his knights are, but I mean, that's like, how many knights is that? He has 20 knights only. And his knights got 260 health, and our knights got 310. So this is where we just mow down this army super hard. And obviously, like, javelin throwers are not going to do too well against all these knights. The problem with javelin throwers is if these javelin throwers somehow had like a smart attack where 5 javelin throwers attack 1 archer, the javelin throwers would fucking demolish archers. But once you have like 20 plus, it's so hard to micro them. that you're overkilling insane amounts if you don't have like a insane perfect micro, which is just not possible. If you have like 60 challenge throws, you're not gonna be able to do that. So here, they popped gremlins. They popped like 40 gremlins, I think, total. So we just cleaned that up, and they try to break here. We kept sniping the rams. I was going mango nose. I think I was making Springle soon as well to try help with the rams, but oh, I didn't even see that this was going on. I guess it just started. Yeah, didn't mind too much. And yeah, at this point, I age up to Imperial, and they just decided to tap out because they just lost the whole army. So the first game is pretty, I mean, I wouldn't say one-sided. I think it was back and forth, but it was very kind of like, oh, double GG. Like, we had a goal, we you know, we knew what we had to do, and we kind of went for it, and we managed to win. Now, this game is insane. Okay. Now, if you look at the bracket, we won 3-0, and next we'll play Baltoon and Crackety. Marine Lord and Eliona beat Cat and B. I'm not gonna read all of them, but here you go. What was this? Divine Killardy won. Magic and Mito played against Sort of in State. This series went for 4 hours. Louie and Yui beat Blade and Wham. Kind of, I mean, pretty strong showing, I would say. And then the last one was Zerton and Knush beating Recon and Matiz. So these are the matches for quarterfinals. Marino and Leona versus Divine Killardy. I Magic Mito versus Papa and Lash. And Louis and Yui versus Zerton and Knushelbach. So those are the matches. Let's go game 2. When are quarterfinals happening? This upcoming Saturday. And then semifinals and finals are on Sunday. So this game probably one of the most insane games you'll see this year. I don't say that often, but this game was insane. And probably the biggest comeback that I've had personally. So, Hill and Dale, we went for HRE and Mongol. And I kind of wanted to do HRE things, you know, get them relics and all that shit. And we wanted to harass with some cash shakes and kind of do damage and all the good stuff. So, with that being said, game started off pretty well. How close were you guys to surrendering? Oh, we weren't close at all. FeAge actually asked me, like, oh, I'm dead, like, do we call it? I was like, no! I was like, don't move at all, bro, we got this. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I've been here before, brother. I've been in this situation before, we can still win. And then when this thing happened, I was like, we're gonna win this. And he's like, holy shit, can you send me some resources? I'm like, you mother trucker, you got it. So I sent him some resources. I mean, you'll see, let's not jump too far ahead. Well played again yesterday. Thank you, Ourk, appreciate it. Yeah, this one was super close. I think I'll actually was talking to Avely a little bit earlier, but regarding this game, because this was like a crazy game, and like I said, he was asking me like, do we GG, like what do we do? And I was like, no, hold on, let me just try something. So I'm gonna speed it up till we get to that point. There was some harassment with horsemen, so I had to make barracks and spearmen and some walls, which delayed my castle. But I still ended up aging. I still ended up aging up at like 630. Yeah, 635. So if there was no horsemen, I would probably age up at like 550. But you know, it is what it is, right? It's still a decent time, so I managed to finish my walls, so obviously my plan... He was doing the harassment on the other side, killing like a villager here and there. And we knew that they're all in it because we saw the archer ranges and we saw no second TC, although they did have trade, which I just saw with my scout. So I was like, okay, this is going to be an easy peasy hold. Now, I should have probably went knights. At this point, like, I should have gone pure knight because I had the relics and all, but I didn't. So I kind of went for like man-at-arms, but I don't know, my eco just didn't feel good. I don't know what, I don't know if I fucked something up, but it just didn't feel like I could produce a lot of units. And I was struggling with wood, so at one point I was just like, I mean, I didn't say that, you know, on Discord while we were playing, but I was like, I'm gonna just let him die or take some damage because I couldn't help him at that point. I couldn't help him. So I'm making some men-at-arms and I'm taking some relics, and I actually got a pretty decent amount of relics as well, which was really nice considering they had like the map control kind of now. I mean, for now it's like 50-50, but they're just kind of letting me take the relics, which I found a bit weird because I definitely feel like they could have stopped it. So there's the third relic, and I think I take this relic on the left side soon, and I eventually take this. I think I had all 5, if I'm not mistaken. So now they're pushing, and I don't know if I can't remember, but maybe I thought like I have enough time to build up an army or something, but all of a sudden I run out of sheep, and I'm like, oh fuck, like that's a big army, you know? Like, that's not a few units, that's a big fucking army. So I was like, okay, just run to your TC and just wait. So I ended up getting some upgrades, I added another barracks, and I think it was around here where, or it was actually earlier, because you can see my food count. Earlier than that, when we saw the army in the middle, I was like, I don't think I can defend that, because I'm committed. I went men-at-arms, so I didn't make knights. So if I start making men-at-arms now, or knights, I won't have enough. So, and I felt like if I mass men-at-arms, the Zugino will probably kite me quite good, and Zugino will kill men-at-arms in castle, because the more you have, the more, you know, the more insane they get, basically. And they also had Kashyyyks, which will do pretty good damage against men-at-arms. So I was like, fuck it. So I just told them, like, just go next to your TC and just try not to lose villagers. I told them, like, just run, like, with villagers up here. So like, just run anywhere or run on my side so you don't lose villagers. And just have 15 in your TC because they gotta make rams, you know, it's gonna take a while. So I think what they should have done is kill this first immediately. Like, that's number 1. And they are doing that. And then I think they should have just chosen a player and they should have just gone for it. So I don't have a lot of units and I'm aging up to Swabia at like 12, 15-ish. Because I felt like, okay, we're behind, I'm kind of fucked, or we're kind of fucked. So the only thing I can try is age up to Swabia and like either pump units or make a keep for him or bombard towers or something to, you know, to try to defend him. So I think their biggest mistake was, like, if they actually just pushed on him, they would have killed so many villagers. But I think they kind of push and then they go for me and then they go for him. So they were kind of going back and forth right now. So I age up to Imperial. And you can see they're kind of indecisive, right? They go for me, or they went for him, then they go for me. He's trying to poke a little bit here. More units are coming. You can see 92 versus 24. I see more rams being made. And I'm trying to make bombard towers as fast as possible so that I can, like, if I get a, sorry, 2 bombard hits on these Zugino, they're gonna fucking get destroyed. So they go for my cathedral, which is okay. Like, if they kept pushing at me right after, I think this is completely fine. But what ends up happening is they destroy the cathedral. Ourk aged up as well, by the way, as Mongol. So he got the upgraded Keshiks. But then they just go back here. And I'm massing more and more units. And then now they go for him. And this is where I told him, like, just... You gotta run. Like, you're gonna lose everything. Because I can't help him right now. So I'm yoinking the relics and putting them, like, in the back. And I mined enough stone. And I think I bought a little bit of stone as well. Yeah, I bought a little bit of stone. And I went for a massive keep. A chunker keep. So I put a tower here. I don't know if I even finish it. Maybe I do. But I pull like 40 villagers. 41 villagers with upgraded HP. And they're diving his TC. Shit's going down. And I just boop, plop that shit right there. And all I wanted now is to tank 40 villagers with man-at-arms. I pop a little wall along just to buy myself a little bit of time. He comes in to tank a little bit and the keep goes up. And now, all of a sudden, they run it. Beasty spamming OP keeps. True. So now, all of a sudden, the Rams go down. They could have also killed all these pastures, by the way, which would, like, fuck his eco so hard. Because now he has so much eco, because he was idle the whole time, so he has a lot of sheep. So they start running, and FeAge actually asked me so many times, like, are we leaving? Like, I'm kind of dead. I was like, no, just wait, just wait. And he thought we should leave multiple times, and I was like, no, just, like, we can win this. If I was like, I'm coming with the keep, because I was like, it has to work. Like, we don't have another option. Like, unless the keep goes down, we're kind of fucked. So I get the keep down. And now, obviously, they can still push through here, and they should be pushing through here, but it's a lot harder, right? Because now I can make a mango now, and I can put a mango here and kind of defend, because I will have keep. So it kind of creates for a different kind of game. And now these men-at-arms are also, like you can see, they're able to push back the Zugunu. And I was like, okay, we got this. Like, I was like, from this point on, I was like, we can win this. Like, this is a win. We just need to not die. That's sort of what I said. We just need to not die. If we don't die, I'm in a good spot. And he was like, yeah, I lost a lot of villagers. Like, I know, but I have 4 relics right now. Or did I have 3 actually? Maybe I had 3 right now. Yeah, I had 3 relics. But still, with Cathedral, 3 relics still pretty good, right? So I was like, I got 3 relics. No, I got 4. Wait, how many relics spawn on Hill and Dale in 2v2? Is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 7 then, right? Yeah, 7. Okay. So I had 4 relics with Cathedral, so I was like, I have Swabia the whole time. Because remember, I didn't actually lose workers. Like, during this whole time, I have 98 workers right now. So I was like... Wait, wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, how does Avely have less workers than Ourk? But it's because Ourk has trade. So here my villagers get found, but honestly it doesn't matter. Like, I have Swabia, so even if they all die, it's like 15 villagers. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. So, because I know my ally will not be doing anything anytime soon, because he's 60 supply, by the way. Like, he's been 60 supply for, or like 40-50 supply for like past few minutes. So I know he's not gonna have anything, so I have to defend alone basically at this point. Like, and I told him, like, just go raid, because you're not really gonna help much with these guys defending. Like, it's 9 Keshiks and they're feudal. I was like, just try to kill something, you know, just try to distract them, or let's just buy time. So from this point on, my idea was just massing men-at-arms, trying to defend around keeps, and or around keep, and just go mangonels. And once they make siege, I just commit to culverins because I'm already Imperial, right? So they go for another big push here. They're moving Kurultai. He gets some good raids in here, which is nice. And they're going here, which doesn't really do anything, right? Like, breaking in here doesn't really push anything, so I was like, okay, this is good. Like, they're not doing any, like, we're not taking any damage, right? Little mango shot right there. Avely be like, that's right. He's raiding more, he's killing some traders. And again, I told him, just run. Like, just run anywhere. I can't, like, I was like, I can't help you. I'm not even gonna attempt to save your villagers. Because if I go there, then my Mangonel is gonna die. So I was like, I gotta stay with Mangonel. You just have to run. Like, if you lose villagers, you lose villagers. That's what it is kind of thing. So, here I'm at 106 villagers. And look at this. And obviously with that fat shot, they can't just keep pushing. They got some crossbows which go down immediately. And, like, yeah, he's losing villagers again, but it is what it is, right? I actually didn't see this spring ult, by the way. I completely fucking missed this spring ult, and I lose both Mangonels here. And now, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, okay, it's fine, this is fine. We burning, but this is fine. So I had no food at this point. Like, I ran out of all the berries and deer and shit. So I was trying to transition to farms while making siege, while doing this, while solving Rubik's Cube. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening. So here, now I got Culverin, and he moved pastures behind the keep. Like, just so you, like, look, long distance mining, like it was a fucking fiesta. Villagers running everywhere. Trying to defend that. And here they go again! I got a Culverin now, so I can kill rams, and I can kill a spring ult. Look at that. 3-shotting the rams, very nice. I'm walling off the bottom side. So here he catches me, and I split off some workers and I send them up, so he thinks that I retreated with everything. So I can vacuum this stone right here. I send him some resources, and he actually goes for like 2 more TCs, and I was like, okay, I like that. Like, just rebuild your base. Yeah, he makes 1 here and 1 here. I was like, just rebuild your base. Like, don't worry about making units. And I think soon I call for him to go for Spearman Crossbow. Well, not Crossbow yet, but like, I was like, just go Spearman Crossbow because it's going to be hard to harass, so let's just try to hold. So I make a keep right here, so they can go for Sacred Side Wind. I decap that. Or, not decap, but I don't allow it to be capped. And here they decided to push through this side. And now, because their whole army is there, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stonewall the middle. And just secure the position a little bit more, right? So here, he comes in, but he actually loses all the cash, which is pretty bad for him. And then here he run-bys with some cash shakes and ends up like, it was kind of pretty annoying to try to deal with it because they kept running around. But eventually they did go down. Stonewall completes. Because even if they break the wall, at least there's some protection for siege, so I can't get surrounded as easily, right? So now, I'm making more siege because I'm like, again, I'm maxed out, and FeAge has 84 supply. So 10 military. So he's basically got no army. He's got some spearmen, and I think I even went there to defend them because I was like, I didn't know if he can defend himself because these are Castle Knight Keshiks. So he's still feudal age, by the way. Still. Yeah, here he aged up. So initially I didn't see that he went for Kurultai. And I think step readout in general is better. But I think in this game, I think Kurultai was better. It actually surprised me when he pushed forward and he was like, oh, I'm moving my Kurultai. I was like, huh? Because I expected he was going to go step readout. So I'm trying to catch these still. We're running around and I want to show you something juicy AF. Wait, did it happen already? I don't think it did. So I give him some more resources because, you know. Okay, you guys ready? I give him more resources because, you know, obviously I have too many. I have my farm set up and I'm maxed out, so I can't really do anything. They try to wall us here, which we managed to deny. So is it here? I think it is here. You guys ready for this? Oh yeah, so they found out this keep, so they try to go for the keep. But I already had 2 siege workshops trying to break their side. Like I'm trying to, like I said, to defend everything, and I'm trying to defend the middle and push the bottom side and shit. Okay, you guys ready? It's not gonna happen yet. Oh Lord, it's coming! Guys, get ready. Guys, get ready. Guys, hold my hand. Yo. Look at that. That's a good one, huh? So we do a little, we make a little copy paste on the ground, as I like to call it. The Rams here do not end up getting the keep, and I was like, I mean, at this point, I was like, we got this. Because they're losing units everywhere. They're not really gaining anything. Like, for the past 10 minutes, they haven't really gotten anything done to, like, do some serious damage. He was aging up as well to Imperial. He basically went, like, almost no units into Imperial. I don't know where these barracks are going. Oh, I see what happened. He sent them here, but for some reason they're coming from this side. And now it's time for the push. Like this whole time, by the way, I'm getting all the upgrades. You can see, like, I'm getting multiple upgrades at the same time. My men-at-arms are fully upgraded. And, oh yeah, and on this side, because I had this keep, I made some rams, and I pushed through here. I broke the wall, I re-walled with my wood wall, so you can't re-wall. And then I just pushed into their trade, because we knew they were trading the whole time. So I go in here, I pull some villagers as well. I give him 4,500 food, because why not? And I go for a little juicy keep. So the trade is stopped, and I was like, the trade is stopped, the trade is stopped! Push through the middle now. We gotta push through the middle. Everything in the middle. So he burns this, which is actually pretty nice to the night vision. I'm like, I stun walled it as well. Go, 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 go. And they were actually killing my keeps with like units, not with rams, but units, which costed him a lot of HP. I don't know how much it actually mattered, but so I decided to just push through here, because what am I gonna do with these units anyway? So I was like, okay, we need to go to middle. So I'm making more barracks, I'm making more production. AFK men-at-arms here. I do a little wall here. And, I mean, I'm just doing some little harassment here, right? Just being annoying. Getting into the China Eco. Oop, Imperial official. See ya. And then they had enough. They decided to go for the push, but look at that. Look at that. Where are you going, brother? Where are you going? Not today. Not today. Look, people say, hey, listen, I wanna ask you guys a question. Everyone says, oh, it's so hard to end games and it's so hard to push through the enemy. It's let's see when I started pushing. Or when we started pushing. Let's say 34 minutes. 2 keeps, by the way, one with bomber replacement, one without. Boiling oil. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Let's go. Chatted arms defending. Bombards. Boom. Boom. Keshiks. Where are you stuck? Are you stuck, Step Keshik? By the way, FeAge has Nest of Bees. Even though he's Mongol, because he has Kaganat Palace. Keshiks go down. Keep in trouble. Bottom side. Still walled. No trade allowed. 34 minutes is when we started pushing. Springles come out. 1 Springle goes down. 2 Springles go down. 3 Springles go down. None of my shit goes down. Kurultai moves forward. He's trying to flank. We see him. I say, just protect my siege. I'm screaming on Discord. Just protect my siege. Nothing else matters. Lose everything. Doesn't matter. Just protect the siege. Protect the Megatron. Boom! Right in the nose. Second key, bombarding placement. I don't give a fuck. Goes down. More Springles. Round 2. Boom, boom, boom. Put each Culverin on a Springle. Boom. Boom. Goes down. I lost 1 Culverin. 10 Springles. Gone. They're pushing this side. They're panicking. What do? Do I break this? Doesn't matter. The machine is coming right through the middle. Bomber towers. Keeps are done. Production going down. He's raiding on the left side. They're crumbling. They're falling apart. More Springles. Boom, boom. 12 Springles gone. More Springles. Boom. Boom. I say, just hold. We just gotta hold. Give me that Kurultai. Juice up my Mangonels a little bit more. Look at that Mangonel damage now. Look at that Mangonel damage. That's what I'm talking about. I scream, protect the siege. Protect the... This is basically me in that game.
We're second! We're beaten! We're winning!
We're winning! I make a keep. We secure the location. We see bombard towers. Okay, they're not upgrading, but soon bombard towers. They're trying to push. They're flanking. No. They're going for it. Nest of Bees. Pumping. No siege in sight. I let bombards run away. Then A move. Colrin's A move. And look at this. Look at the Mangonels doing work. They go in with hand cannoneers to snipe some siege. Not today, bro. Not today. Not today. I flattened these units like pancakes. FeAge supporting my units with spearmen and hand cannoneers. Pushing through. Production is going down. Kurultai in flames. My resources, 14k. 14k food, 6k gold. 47 men-at-arms in production. More towers. More towers. I scream on Discord. More towers! More towers! He joins in. Upgrades are coming up. Wow. At 34 minutes, we started pushing. At 37:30, the game ended. Just saying. So, that was a crazy game though, in all seriousness. I mean, obviously it was a huge fucking comeback. But we managed to win that one. And I think first game, honestly, it was... I think it's funny, like first game, it was a result of teamwork. I think we both did like well. Like we both contributed, like we both did what we gotta do, right? Second game, obviously, in a way, like I let him die, right? Because I didn't help him defend. But you can say I carried that game because I had so many units, and he was kind of the support. In this game, he didn't let me die, but he was the one carrying this game, which you will see. So in this game, we were playing Lipany, English-French versus Rus-English. Now, this game spawn was insane, okay? Now, at first look, first little peek, our spawn is insane. But both teams had fucking insane spawns, and I'll explain why. So first things first, I actually missed these deer packs behind my base because if you look at my vision, we scouted everywhere except there. So we actually missed those deer. So I had an insane spawn here. I played this early game pretty bad. Like I mismacroed some stuff. But I go for Kremlin right here because I wanted to protect the 2 deer packs and protect 1-2 golds and this deer pack. So I was like, that's a fat fucking spawn right there. And then my 3rd deer pack is right here, which I can just wall and I'm good to go. And maybe wall on the top. So, pretty good spawn. And I was like, oh, this is a really good spawn, right? And then now their spawn doesn't look that impressive, right? If you look at it now, it doesn't look that special. But a little bit later, you'll see. We had a better starting spawn, I think. But, so let me explain something. In a lot of the 2v2 maps, if my ally spawns here, and I spawn here, as it is right now, your first deer pack, like let's say this is my first deer pack, and this is my second deer pack. So what can happen is this deer pack, both of them, one can spawn here, and one can spawn here, on top of his TC almost. And this has happened during the tournament. So potentially my second deer pack can spawn next to him. And this happened in Marine Lord's game. When he played on Lipany, his allies' deer spawned next to Marine Lord's TC. So why am I telling you this? Well, this is Ourk's wood line, second wood line. This is Ourk's first wood line, right? The normal wood line, the closest one. And then if you look here, he has a TC next to the wood line. So the reason why I explained to you guys how this works and what's going on is it seems that Avely's 3rd wood line spawned this way, and it just so happens to be next to his town center. So his wood line's so close he doesn't need a lumber mill. So obviously I still think that like that's a pretty good spawn, but I still think that our spawn at this point is better because of all the deer being protected. But it was very hard in this game to rotate between 2 of them. And you'll see later, Avely walled here, did a wall here, and then walled off on the bottom. So this is like just a natural wall right here. And then you have a natural wood line, natural hill, natural wood line, natural wood line. So if we were pushing here and we wanted to switch to Avely, we actually had to go all the way around in order to push into his base, which was already walled. So usually what you'll be able to do is kind of push between the opponents and then like go for one guy, go for the other guy. Obviously we had the same on our side of the map, right? Like you can see this cliff kind of walled us in between. But in this game we were the...
You are my number one potato.
We were the aggressors. Thank you. You're my number two. Wham is my number one, I'm sorry. So because we were the aggressors, that mattered a lot more for us than it did for them. When you'll see now in a second. So we decided to go for a push here onto the gold. He went, Ourk went for like super early deer. Which, I mean, is possible to do. It's not a crazy thing to do, but it's not risky, but it's like you gotta build a tower and it can kind of be Monka-esque defending it. But here we go. So basically our plan here was to do some little poking, like attack the French. Because you're not going to attack English, like what are you going to attack? I meline, you could attack Woodline potentially, but, you know. We noticed that Ourk had gold forward, so we kind of decided to go for that. And slowly but surely, my knights also arrived. Like I said, my knights were a little delayed. Not my fault. I played pretty kick W. But I did go on deer super early. So now my start was slow. But now it ramps up quite a bit because the whole game I was basically on deer until they were almost all out. So here we do a lot of pushing back and forth. I'm going to kind of skip through this a little bit. I'm not sure how many villagers we have killed, but we did snipe like a villager here and there. We get a tower here, and we just gotta keep pushing through this area. Like, the villagers kept going idle and kept, you know, getting off of the resources and all that. And you can see he has 2 knights and 2 horsemen, because he didn't have enough gold. And now he's got 14 on gold to try to, like, make up for it and make some knights. Kept running in here, so even though he was getting these deer, they were kind of idle for a lot of it, so yeah. Another reason why you want to go for deer like this early with a lot of civs is because you would rather gather this out now than in like 3 minutes, because there's going to be way more units. Did I realize it was still open? Yeah, I did when I went for the boar. So yeah, he walled off here, but there was a path right here that he did not realize. So we're all on 1 TC, by the way, all 4 of us. And we just keep like harassing here, picking off a villager here and there, wherever we can. And this is where the walling for them started. I think I managed to kill this scout if I'm not wrong. Yeah. I get the scout, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rotate because they're having a lot of units and we're not really making any progress. So I was like, I'm just gonna rotate around. I think I ended up killing 2 workers here, and then I killed another one here. And I was like, that's pretty good damage, because English doesn't have faster villager production, right? So any villager you kill off of English is really, really good, because English economy is strong, but it's very slow. We killed, I think, another villager or 2 here. Then I started raiding French in the back. And right now we're feeling pretty good. We're heading villagers, and they should be the ones that head in villagers because they have a French player, which has faster production. They do some harassment here. Gets defended, and they actually push this back. And I had boar like right here, by the way, going for me. Just trying to vacuum it as much as possible. We decide to go for a push here. Again, just forcing idle time, 15 workers idle. So like, we're losing some units, but at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal. Because we forced them back, we forced a lot of idle eco, so kind of works out. Meanwhile, I just kept raiding French as much as I possibly could because we just wanted to make him like idle and lose villagers on gold so he can't produce as many knights. So the idea is we just keep trading until they don't have food or until they, you know, don't have gold. More villagers here. It's a destruction. It's a destruction. So eventually, we lose out here, or we trade out. Again, obviously not trading better, but we trade out, and now we are quite a bit ahead in eco, and a little bit behind in army. Now, one mistake I made, I should have just ran with these villagers when I saw that they were coming here. But I stayed because I was like, oh, we can probably defend that, because I didn't see where his army was. I thought he was closer. And if he was closer, maybe we can probably defend it, but yeah, I kind of didn't see where he was, and they attack my wooden fortress, and I lose 8 villagers there, which was pretty bad, right? There's no need for that. Yeah, here he is moving closer, but it's kind of already too late, right? So 8 bills go down, and we're still doing okay economically. I still got a decent amount of deer to work with. I'm adding more stables. I think I'm up to this is 6th stable that I'm adding. And FeAge in a moment decides to I mean, he asked like, do I go for age up? And I was like, I mean, if you're still producing, like, you know, go for it, because English in these matchups should be always the ones aging up first, because their economy is constant with farms. So he decides to go for the age up. I break some walls here, and you know, I'm just raiding, just trying to buy time for him. Ourk had a 2nd TC. I mean, he did lose a lot of workers, so it's probably kind of needed, right? And yeah, so this is the moment where I went all the way around, killed a villager, and then I clicked on the boar without realizing there's a wall. And my knights just went around, kicked up it. So here he aged up, and we were actually like pulling back because we thought they were gonna push us, but at the same time Avely aged up, so he had a pretty good age up time as well. Like, he did take some damage, but not crazy damage, so he managed to get age up at a, you know, pretty good time. Meanwhile, I obviously was not I think I just stopped producing knights for a while because I didn't have enough economy to produce knights and age up. So I just stopped producing knights for a little bit, went for the age up right here with the high trade house. And the moment he got his longbow upgrades, we decided to do a push here. He's getting the +2 attack, he's got the castle upgrade, and look how much they're fucking destroying knights. These are feudal knights, but you know, still. So we start to put pressure, and if you look at the map, the only golds he has is this gold and this gold on his side. On the other side, there's the back gold from Avely that's expiring, and then forward golds. So I obviously knew like he has to be on gold, right? So I just sent one knight over here. I find the villagers, and then I'm like, yeah, boy. Hold up. Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Every single villager goes down. And now we ahead again. Now, my knights will have Boyar's Fortitude a little bit later. I was struggling on eco pretty hard, by the way, because I'm on 58 villagers. Ourk is on 54, so you can imagine how many villagers he's lost, because he's on 2 TC French. He's lost a lot of villagers. And then you have FeAge and Avely 74 and 66. And I was on 58 right now, so I was kind of struggling with producing because I lacked so much gold all of a sudden. and I had a lot of villagers on deer, so my like food income was fucking insane. So I had to transfer a shit ton to gold, and I was getting double relics at the same time, which are obviously pretty expensive to make. And right now we knew that like Ourk is in worse position than we are. You know, he is probably in the best spot because he's been harassed the least, and I'm in an okay spot. You know, like not doing too great, but I'm probably in the third best spot economically, right? Because I've been in one TC the whole time. So we go for a push here because Avely's army is infantry, and we kept seeing it with tower. So every time he moved in here, we just attacked Ourk, because we knew that even if he like comes now, it's too late. Like look, he arrives, but we already rinsed the villagers and shit, so it kind of doesn't matter, right? More villagers. Now we had a thing we wanted to do here. We wanted to do like a mega flank. So right now we wanted to flank this army, like me from here. He has an army here and from here. But he actually turned around just at the right time, and his army ended up getting flanked. I mean, this army's dead anyway, right? So we kind of tried to squash his army, and that would have been an instant GG, but you know, he decides to go back, so he's survived. I got some knights here. And again, you know, just harassing, forcing idle time. We're getting sacred sites, and I think in a little bit I try to drop down a keep here, because there's two big golds right here that I wanted to secure. English farms are idle. I got some knights here. So now my knights got 260 health and his knights got 310. So this is the part where French knights are a lot stronger. So you can't trade, you can't really trade against French knights. Here he sent me some wood. I was like, can you send me some wood so I can build TCs, because obviously we're not killing them, and I kind of need to get back up on eco, because I'm struggling pretty bad. Because I don't have any farms. I'm like about to go on berries, and I can't sustain like producing this many units, right? So this is what I was talking about. Every time we wanted to attack from Ourk to Avely, we had to go all the way around in order to reach him, and that gave them more time to respond to it. Here we go for the massive attack. We get Berkshire right on the middle, which was really, really good. Because Berkshire range, look at that, it's fucking insane. Look at that, just sprinkling in the whole time. Look at that. Again, I'm doing what Night Civs are supposed to do, just raiding everywhere. Everywhere I can. And you can see Avely and FeAge have way bigger armies. Ourk is 90 supply, I'm 115. He is on 177, and Avely is maxed out. What? Why didn't he attack that? Idiot knight. So the funny thing is, here I decided to go for Sacred Site to cap. And because I capped it, he actually came here with units to defend, and now he goes to attack me. So I feel like if I didn't cap this yet, I could have maybe gotten the keep off. Here Avely decides to fight us, but again, he is Imperial, by the way. So he's not Castle, he's Imperial, and Avely is still in Castle. So it's gonna be a lot worse for him to deal with that. Not to mention I have knights also tanking, so yeah. So yeah, he kind of cancels my keep here. Like I couldn't fight him. We had similar amount of knights, but his knights are just stronger. So I kind of get fucked, and now more knights arrive. On this side, we decided to push Avely together. I get the traps that were trying to kill Berkshire. And we just kind of punch through on this side. So above, I noticed, I'm like, I can't fight him because it's kind of turning into a one-on-one almost. Although I just had a lot of knights here, but it's kind of turning into a lot one-on-one, and I'm like, okay, I can't keep making knights. So soon I decide to switch to full spears, so that I can fight this, and I also pop a shit ton of gremlins so that I can push this back and make a keep finally here. Yeah, now I go for the keep. Because like I said, there's 2 big goals and that's something I want to secure, so he can't get that at any point. Because they will run out of gold faster than we will. So I get that. Gets placed down. The gremlins are dancing. I go boiling oil immediately. And this is where I make the barracks transition. So that, you know, I just have Spearman Knight. So I can still help the bottom side with the knights, but I have spearmen to defend against French knights, because you can see he's getting a shit ton of knights. I'm surprised I didn't start trading earlier, because if the situation was this dire for gold, maybe trading earlier would have been good. So here, Avely is getting pushed. He's got incendiary arrows as well. And, I mean, he's just struggling right now, right? He's out of gold as well, by the way. Avely has got 0 gold because he got denied here with the keep. The bottom side, where French is getting denied with another keep. And on this side, I'm just pushing now with spearmen knights. And I can obviously fight the knights now because, you know. Oh no, did you lose everything? Okay. But yeah, so I get slinged some food so I can go Spatskaya Tower. I just make it here. I'm like, there's no need to make it anywhere crazy. Like, I'm just gonna make it here to secure this even more. And we have more villagers get dented in here. Age up comes through. And I immediately start a fuck ton of upgrades. I'm just chilling, because I know that FeAge on the bottom side is winning. So I don't need to like do anything crazy here. So I'm just getting all my upgrades, getting eco upgrades and stuff to kind of make myself come back into the game a little bit. They do a big run by here, which does do some damage, but he ends up losing all 25 knights, so, you know, it's kind of good, but it's kind of bad at the same time. Here I have the spearmen. I'm getting the elite spearman upgrade as well, and once those go through, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to fight against it, because he has no archers, right? And Avely can't really send them units because he's dying on his side as well. He pushed with a lot of rams, a shit ton of rams. The raid gets cleaned up eventually. Some more villagers go down here. Some more raiding on this side. So he's getting pushed on this side because he had to defend against the knights. Now he'll come back and re-secure that. More villagers down in gold. And at this point, I think I just made more production, made some rams, and, you know, tried to end the game on my side. And, yeah. Look at that. Pew, pew, pew. Look at the spearman fucking denting in the knights. So I go for a keep here to block this gold in the end, because that's the last gold. I guess he has this one too, but it's kind of low. So I just decide to go for that and just mine the gold as well. A bunch of rams. These guys are still fighting on this side. Berkshire's getting repaired. And once you have like 3, 4, 5 rams on the keep, it's pretty hard to keep it alive. And I think he ran out of stone as well. So he's kind of keeping it alive. And then the stone runs out and it's... Yeah, stone runs out. And the game is over. Wowza. So yeah, that was the first best of 5 we have had. I think Avely and Ourk played pretty well. Obviously, there's some things that could have been done a little bit better from their side, right? But overall, I thought the games were fun. You know, the matches were fun to play. I think they were fun to watch as well, hopefully. And yeah, we ended up winning 3-0. So the next match we're going to be playing is against Baltoon and AfreecaTV on Saturday. And if we win that, we're playing semifinals and finals on Sunday. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's probably going to be more videos regarding this team tournament. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, check me out on Twitch. I'm probably live right now. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.